Within XSOL InOrder, it is possible to change any individual icon to any other icon that is part of your model package. You can do this simply by selecting the properties for that icon and changing the icon you wish to use. However, if you wish to change the default value for an icon, then it is not sensible to go through changing every single instance of that type of icon. Instead, if you go to the model settings area, you will see that it is possible to change the default flow icons, default task icons, or default other icons that are used throughout your model file. To change one of the default icons being used by XSOL InOrder, select the icon required, in this case the user stage. Then press the change button. Choose the icon you wish to use in its place and press OK. If you now go and look at one of your processes, for example, leave request, you will see that all of the stage nodes have had their icon changed to the new default, except for any which you changed individually. Icon default values are saved not only at the model level, but also at the application level. The application default icons are visible within the application options area. Go to the Welcome tab, double-click Options, and select the new model defaults to see default values provided for all newly created model files. As you can see, any new model we create will gain the original XSOL defaults and will not show our newly changed stage icon. If you've made many changes to your model default icons, then it is time consuming to go into the application options and change each icon individually to represent the model defaults. Instead, you can just save as defaults using the button on the design ribbon, which will override your application default icons with your new model defaults. We can see this if we return to the application options. In the new model defaults area, you can see that the stage icon will now represent the same as that in our model. This does not stop you from modifying the default values either individually or throughout the entire model as a whole, and I can change any other icons subsequently to affecting the application defaults. However, it does mean that if I decide to return to the default icons I've set or my organization has set, then I can do so quickly by pressing the Reset to Defaults button. Additionally, at any point in time, I can reset all of the icons that I have created back to their original XSOL defaults by pressing Reset to XSOL Defaults. This will return my model default values back to the XSOL defaults, and you can see in the leave request process now all of the stages are again using the original default value, except that is for the one you changed individually. This has had no effect on our application default values because we did not move the model defaults back up and set them as our application defaults. If I wish to keep my original XSOL defaults for any new models, I simply need to save as defaults to again re-overwrite the application icon defaults. Now the only non-default icons remaining in my model are those which I have changed individually. I can change these back to their model default values also by returning to the model settings area. From here I can reset icon selections, which will return any individually changed icons back to their model default values. The model now contains icons only set to their original XSOL model default values.